up? Hey, happy hump day, you all. Hey, good evening, you guys. Thanks for joining us tonight for our ninth, yep, that's right, ninth episode of Starchasers, Girls Talk Ball. What's up, Star? How you doing tonight?
What's up, Mickey? What's up, guys? Glad to see you guys tonight. We got an exciting show to talk about our beatdown of the Patriots, and then also to talk about the biggest game of the season, the biggest game of the year, the biggest game.
Period.
Period.
Yeah.
Literally on Sunday night. So we'll be talking about that. Before we get into the content, please like this video, guys. Please share. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Y'all can help me. I think I'm about like 4 or 5 subscribers away from 100. So if y'all can
y'all. Yes. Anybody not subscribed to our girl Star, make sure you guys go to her YouTube. Like I said, like she said, go to all social medias, but make sure you guys go to her YouTube. Sub up, you guys. She is so close to 100 subscribers. We're just trying to get there. We're trying to get her there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Help me. Mickey already got 100 plus, so she already doing the damn thing. So please help me, guys. Reach that. Please follow us on our social medias and also donate to our channel.
We're trying to put out some fire content for you guys. We know we're getting well into the season. You know, as a lot of shows have been saying, we're getting to, I think, this, the second quarter of the season. We got 4 games out the way. So, we just kind of, taking a step back, taking an evaluation of our team, trying, just seeing how we've done so far. And of course, and what better time to take an evaluation of the team before we going into like my girl Star said, really the biggest game so far of our season, going into the, going for our schedule. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a real good time, to take a look at our team and see how we're doing so far. Let's go ahead and see you popping up in the chat. What's up,
Niecy, my girl, my favorite. Niecy, I need to put you a moderator. I think I made you a moderator, didn't I, Niecy? If I did, let me do it.
Yeah, definitely got mod up, Nisha. Yeah, always first in the chat. What's up, sis? How you doing? Of course, always, one of the first in the chat. What's up, Eastside? How you doing, homie? Hey, like you say, hey, go Texans, Astros, and Rockets. We're not worried about no AFC teams. So, go.
Texans. Not worried about that.
Yeah, and just keeping it real. Eastside, y'all looking all right. It's a long season to go. We all know it's all, a long ass season to go, but. Texans got a couple wins under their belts. Granted, it is against the Steelers, who we don't really know who they are right now. And,
they're not.
Yeah, and I forget your other wins, but so congratulations. Go Houston sports. You know what I'm saying? So over it. What's up? Like you said, like and share. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that share button, like my girl said, so we can go ahead and get this content out, get this fire shit out to you guys. And we go ahead and dive into it. Like my girl was saying, we just pretty much stopped. My bad, y'all. We stopped the Patriots, just the team. They've been saying that now all of a sudden it's just the Patriots. Shout out to Bosh Lombardi. He put that tweet out, showing that the Patriots have been in some close games, with these teams they played.
The Patriots are a good team, and what's crazy is that now since we beat the Patriots, isn't this crazy? Like Bill Belichick has lost against a second-year coach in McDaniel over there with the Dolphins.
Right.
He lost against, obviously, the Eagles, who's also a second-year coach, right?
I think second or third year, I think Sirianni been
right.
Over. So,
he beat the Jets, beat the Jets with their defense, right? Who I think they're number 1 in red zone offense, but they're obviously a top 10 defense. I'm not sure where they lie in the top 10, but I just know that they're top 10. And no one was questioning Bill Belichick's coaching legacy or job and stuff like that. Now we beat the Patriots, and all of a sudden now Bill Belichick sucks. He needs to get fired. It's clear now more than ever that Tom Brady was the reason why they won all those Super Bowls.
Right.
Like, forget that Bill Belichick, had these vaunted defenses during all that time they won Super Bowl, is known as a defensive mastermind, but all of a sudden now he's trash. He's trash now.
And also they just beat the Jets the other day, who actually just put a working on them Kansas City Chiefs the other night.
Exactly, literally. If it wasn't for bad calls and this Taylor Swift publicity stunt,
right?
The Jets would have won. The Jets would have won that game. But because every single time, this is why we telling y'all. Every single time we beat a team, it's never to recognize that we are a good team.
Right.
Ever.
Right.
It's never to recognize that we're a good team, that maybe our quarterback is great to elite. Maybe our coach is great to elite. You know, maybe our players are great to elite. It's never that. It's always this other team sucks, and that's why we won. What's up, Keith? Appreciate you.
What's up, Davis? How you doing? How you doing, hon? Good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us.
It's so sad. But that's why, you know, Bosch has to put that out there, because they will make it, like, guarantee you, when we go and beat these San Francisco 49ers, they're not going to say at all that Dallas is the real. So be prepared. They're not going to say we're the real deal, nothing like that. They're going to say, the 49ers, are they really that good?
Right.
Maybe Purdy really sucks.
Right. Maybe he is really Mr. Relevant.
Right. Look at all the tweets they putting out about Brock Purdy. He hasn't lost a game. He's up there with elite talent, all these straight wins compared to Peyton Manning and Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes. All of this stuff they saying about him and pump him up.
Right.
But if we beat them on Sunday,
it's gonna be wild. I gotta see what they're gonna dig up on Mr. Brock Purdy and them Niners over there. You know, all of a sudden why they bad. You know what I'm saying? When we beat them, you know what I'm saying?
It's so sad.
Yeah, it's gonna like you said, it's gonna be crazy. Like it's crazy what they dig up. Like you know, I hate to even give these platforms any kind of spreading their bad narrative, anything like that. But seeing people like Joy Taylor and Shady just make statements, defending, now all of a sudden it doesn't matter, now all of a sudden it matters who scores what points, and the points didn't come from Dak, and the points came from special teams, and that don't count towards the victory and all that. So all of a sudden we're picking apart where the points coming from.
Clearly, Joy Taylor wants Dak Prescott, and Dak turned her down. It's like, at this point, Joy, I don't know what the problem is with you, but this is getting crazy.
Right.
Now, it's always something. It's always something. Last year, it was an interception. No one cares about interceptions this year. No one cares. No one is saying anything about it. Why? Because Dak Prescott only has one interception, right?
Right.
So now
we were just talking about that star. We were just talking about star. How Josh Allen's year pretty much started out with interceptions, and no one said anything.
No one said anything. Now he's playing good again, which y'all know this is a recurring cycle from Josh Allen. Josh Allen never sucked throughout the entire year. That's not who Josh Allen is. He's going to have some games where he's going to suck, and when the games are on the line, the important games, he cannot come up with them. But he always has games where he just looks like this elite guy. He's putting up all these crazy numbers and all of this stuff. That's what Josh Allen is. But when it's time to win, when it gets serious, y'all talk about having a clutch.
Talk about it, Star. Talk about it.
When y'all talk about having the clutch gene, Josh Allen don't have it, bro. Go look up all of Josh Allen's playoff games besides his AFC Championship in 2020 when he played the Chiefs and he lost. Mm-hmm. And then his game, obviously, where he played the Chiefs again in 2021 and he lost. Those are the only two games in his playoff career where he is considered elite, right?
And overtime and going, I think it was week 1 overtime.
Oh, he's 0-5.
I think
0-5. The man is like 0-whatever, 10, 11.
Right.
0-11.
Ain't no wins in that column. Ain't no wins in that column. Look, that's all we know.
He's 0-11 in overtime.
Look, Anna, how you doing, sis? Hey, Star, ATM Sports in the building.
What's up, Henny?
How you doing? Good to see you, fam.
Glad to see you in the chat tonight. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
But it's just real sad, like, and I've done it. Y'all go through my Twitter. I done did the Josh Allen debate in playoffs. I done did the Joe Burrow debate in playoffs. Like, all of these narratives that they spin to y'all about why this quarterback is elite and this one's not, it's all bull.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
it is.
Go ahead.
Everything changes. Like you said, everything changes once they come across Dallas, and somehow they think miraculously Dallas wins. All of a sudden they're a trash team. All of a sudden they're just the Patriots. All of a sudden they're just the Jets. They're just the Giants, who was a playoff team last year. You know what I'm saying? So the Jets were top.
See, look at all the talking heads. They always pick these teams to beat us. Like, only one talking head has picked us to win against the 49ers. Everybody else says we're going to get beat. Everybody else. Right?
I even saw, I only cut you off, but I was even watching NFL Network, and Mary Ucci said, I just think the Patriots are just going to win it outright. Okay.
Like, what? How? All right. It's just crazy. I was even thinking, I was like, wow, didn't Patrick Mahomes last year lose against the Colts, right? They lost against the Colts. Mm-hmm. Did we lose against the Colts? Because I think we blow the Colts out?
Yep.
We literally blew the Colts out. Like, that's what I'm saying.
Defense had a historical game that day.
When Dak Prescott does to defenses what the quarterbacks that y'all say undoubtedly, unquestionably is better than him can't do, I just don't get how y'all don't say that he's on the same tier as them. Right. Because why can he do it versus these defenses, but they can't? And granted, Dak was doing this against these defenses with a horrible offensive coordinator.
Right.
Like, Joe Burrow don't have no horrible offensive coordinator or head coach. Patrick Mahomes has a Hall of Fame head coach. Mm-hmm. And had Eric Bieniemy, who is top of the line, obviously won 2 Super Bowls with him.
Yeah, and he makes Washington look different.
I just don't get it, guys. And then now we got injury excuses for Joe Burrow's playing terrible, but now it's, he's hurt. Hey, I was told anytime that we tried to bring up if there was a slight decline in Dak's play, which there's never really that much, but if there's a slight decline, I've always heard that it does not matter at all. Right. If you're on the field, you're expected to play, and you're expected to play at a high level. Mm-hmm. But all of a sudden, he's getting excuses. Dak didn't get excuses for coming back after breaking his thumb. Dak didn't get excuses when he literally hurt his quad in 2021, which everybody was saying he regressed, but then broke the Dallas Cowboys touchdown record, literally had an amazing passer rate and everything. But it was too many narratives saying he regressed after the leg injury. Mm-hmm. Dak didn't get an excuse when he came back, blew the doors off of Tampa, even though we lost that game on some BS. Right. But literally everybody after that game was saying Dak was elite because it's just unheard of for a quarterback to come back from a leg injury and do what he did.
Mm-hmm. And didn't have a training camp because he had to be held back.
Literally no training camp, nothing.
No chemistry, guys.
Came back and lit the league up. You had everybody saying Dak Prescott's elite. He's elite. He's elite. He's elite. He has a statistically elite season, but somehow it just got tarnished to, he regressed after the leg injury. I'll never forgive some of y'all for that. Mm-hmm. Some of you was some content I love them, and I'm not going to name them, but it was some of the content putting out that Dak Prescott regressed. And because of that, because people kept saying that, me and Henry were talking about it. Dak Prescott should have been in the Pro Bowl in 2021. Right. But everybody was saying he regressed. So he wasn't even voted in. Like, it's just sad. He said they got voted MVP candidate. Yep, that's exactly what they're gonna do.
As a game manager.
Yep.
Just like McCaffrey's running everything. They have weapons for this guy over here.
That's what I said. Like, if somebody tried to argue me, they don't run through Christian McCaffrey. I'm like, yes, they do. Well, I'm like, I'm not saying they don't have other talent. Of course they have Debo. Of course they have IU, who people are saying is better than Debo now. Of course they have George Kittle. I'm saying that the 49ers don't have weapons, but the 49ers run through Christian McCaffrey.
Right. When those other weapons don't work out, it all comes down to McCaffrey running that ball.
McCaffrey, right. There's a reason why they're so dominant. What's up, James?
What's up, James? How you doing? Thanks for joining us.
There's a reason why they're so dominant now. They've been dominant now. They're so dominant. They're not losing games. There's a reason.
Right. Yeah, they're the team to beat. When I watched them that Thursday against the Giants, they were the team to beat.
Yep. They're the team to beat. It's just so sad. Y'all make sure y'all liking the video, please. Please like it. The more y'all like the video, the more it helps YouTube put it out there that, hey, Star, Mickey, you're live, and so it brings in more people. So please make sure.
Like you said, hit the like button, hit that share button, hit subscribe button, and like you said, let's everybody know that we live, so everybody can join in. Join our discussion.
It's okay. Well, yeah, let's move to it.
All right, so first of all, we're gonna touch on Schottenheimer's press conference for this week, and I was telling Star kind of off camera that I just love listening to Schottenheimer's press conferences because, like she told me, like he just has so many nuggets, and also at the same time, I like his perspective. I like that you can kind of see how involved he is. Like you can not just he on the podium where he talks about being involved with the team, but when you look at the sideline, you can see how pumped up he is. When a guy makes a play, he's right there telling him good job. When they come off, when they come off the field, he's right there to meet him, telling him good job, or telling him where they can improve. I just love his involvement. I know he was there last year. I know he probably doing some things behind the curtain, helping out McCarthy with plays and things like that. But just seeing him out, kind of just for me, just kind of noticing for the first time this year, kind of out there on the front line with the players and just kind of getting them pumped up. We just see confidence. Kind of have as I have listed here. They kind of talk about a lot in the press conference. Just for me personally, I can see a lot of confidence, kind of risen in the team. We see Tolbert. He was pumped up after that special teams play. He was talking a lot about Truman in his press conference, Brock Hoffman, Kyle Smith. There's a lot of these guys are getting a lot of recognition for what they're bringing to the team this year.
Yeah, I think specifically these nuggets that he said about Dak. It takes a person who really can, mind y'all, some of these football talking heads, especially those who are former players and play ball, they know the real, but they just choose to push out narratives because that's what gets views, that's what gives them the money.
Right.
But I love hearing coaches talk about, what's up, JB?
Hey, JB, how you doing? Thanks for joining us.
I love to hear coaches talk about Dak because anytime you have Bill Belichick, what's his name? Who's the head coach of the 49ers? Shanahan. Lovie Smith last year.
Yes, Lovie. Yes, he get mad respect to Dak.
Whenever you have these types of coaches, just Bill Belichick said just last week, he said, I really wish Dak Prescott was my quarterback. He said, now I'm not saying that he's Tom Brady, but I'm saying like Dak Prescott is a damn good quarterback. And he's like, Bill Belichick knows that if I had Dak Prescott, we headed straight to the Super Bowl.
Do you see how mad he was at Mac Jones on the sideline? Do you know how mad
do y'all understand that? Now people just Mac Jones. Did y'all see what happened on Monday night with J-Ball throwing the iPad
at Jones, who y'all taking all of a sudden over Dak Prescott? Okay,
are y'all kidding me?
Okay, what you think now, Tiki Barber? What you think now?
Like, are y'all kidding me? But anyway, he talks about these things that Mickey has to the left of our screen is what Shadi is talking about, how you can see that Dak Prescott is playing at a super high level, right? Yeah. And so he's talking about how he's just seeing the defense, right? He's taking what the defense is giving him. He can easily see that, like, okay, they're playing bracket coverage. Now he knows the check downs, right?
Right.
So now he knows, hey, that's not open. That's an elite characteristic trait of a quarterback. Yeah. Because a lot of quarterbacks, Josh Allen, have to force a lot of things. I can play hero ball. It's like
that's the nail on the head. That is Josh Allen all day and especially on Sundays.
It's crazy. He needs to find these triple teams.
Yes.
And just throw a YOLO ball up. It's like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? So like now Dak is like, okay, y'all want to take that away? Oh, I got my running backs. I got my fullback open in the flat. He talks about these player control reminders where the RBs, where basically he knows what the RBs are and then sets them up. He talked about a specific play. He was like, there was a play that he hit Ferguson, right? Because the deep ball was taken away. He hits Ferguson. Ferguson goes and gets that gets the first down.
Right. Like, and that's the thing. We have playmakers who have unbelievable reactability.
Right. Because see, that's in the West Coast offense, it's all about yards after catch. Right. Because most of your routes are short to intermediate routes. That's slants, digs, drags, right? So those are all about yards after the catch. So the fact that Dak knows that and is able to get these balls to these guys and get us, this is why we're so good. This is why your offense is number one in the league on first down.
Right.
We're number one in the league. On third down. Number one in the league right now because your quarterback is playing smartly, right? And knows to go ahead and take those outlets. And we can see that that's a real change in this offense. Because last year, we didn't really have any checkdowns. Dak didn't have any checkdowns. That's why so many times Dak holding the ball, right? Then your offensive line is breaking down.
Right.
Then it's like next gotta jam the ball in here or force a ball in just to convert.
Yeah. Really, his only check down was really Dalton Schultz, and he would be maybe 5-10 yards up, and we know Schultz had no. I ain't gonna say he had no yak, but we know that wasn't really Schultz's thing.
Right. Schultz he didn't really have the yak. That time, yak ability was not his game. Schultz is a possession tight end where he had for sure hands, right? You knew if you throw it, if you do a dump off the Schultz, he's going to catch it. He's going to get that first down. You know, he did lead the team in first downs when he was here. I know for sure in 2021. I don't know about last year, but Schultz is a very reliable guy. Somebody that you can comp Schultz to on our team is like Sean McEwen. And I really hope to see Sean McEwen more involved because I know he's not fancy and all this type of stuff, but the guy has a high football IQ.
Yes.
He's reliable with his hands.
Make that fumble recovery.
Right. Reliable with his hands and literally is all you need those type of effort players on your team. Yeah. Those guys that they're in tune with the game. They're not just, I'm just blocking here, then I give up on my assignment. No, you got to be in tune with the game. Mike McCarthy spoke about that.
Yeah,
that's championship level football right there. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm glad you mentioned that because as an add-on at the bottom here, I was watching Talking Cowboys, and Isaiah Stanback actually kind of mentioned, kind of going hand in hand in that. He mentioned, especially going against the 49ers, mentioned physicality, and that this game is going to come down to knowing the details. Like you mentioned, having a good IQ for the game, and he kind of mentioned kind of with that high point pass with Schoonmaker. Like, he may have missed the drop. It's going to come down to those kind of throws, those kind of plays where they have to be familiar with. The Schoonmaker may not be familiar with having to high point that ball. He may just think he can throw his hands up, maybe throw it with one hand to get it down, but he's not familiar with going against team like this is going to come down to the details where you got to be on your game. Like you said, 100% on your game. You got to know the details. You got to know that for certain plays, you got to put forth more effort. Like you mentioned, physicality. Like you can't just expect it. Like with CD, I don't know if it was last game, couple games back, just pushing off the guy and think he's just gonna let you catch the ball. And you got to expect that from these guys. These guys are gonna push back on every play.
Exactly, and I think here he talks about confidence. This offense is really allowing our players. Like she has there, Chuma, Tolbert, Hoffman, Tyler Smith. The way that this offense is formed is really allowing our players to build up confidence each and every game. Because y'all saw Chuma when we played against the Cardinals was not good.
Yeah.
The Patriots, I'm not saying it was great, but Chuma did. I saw plenty of times that he was over there handling Matt Judon, who was edge rusher in this league, and he was handling him fine. I put that out on Twitter. I said, Chuma's over here handling Matt Judon. Like this offense, the quickness of the ball out of Deck's hand, it's really allowing the players to get confidence. Jalen Tolbert, Kellen Moore's scheme was so complicated with the option routes and all that stuff, he couldn't even get on the field. Now, using his skills and his ability to get open, and we see this past game, he went 4 for 4, right? Four catches.
53 yards, something like that.
Yeah, like these players are really Hoffman, who didn't even look good in preseason, has had great games behind Tyler Biadasz.
Yeah.
Tyler Smith is now the best guard, according to PFF, in the league. If he keeps this up, he's on his way to a Pro Bowl, All-Pro season.
At least. Yeah.
So everything, y'all got to stop looking because the media is making us focus too much red zone, which red zone is important.
Yeah.
Right? It's important, but we are the best team in the NFL of going between the 20s. And Schottenheimer spoke about it. It's just really execution issues, mental blunders down there in that red zone.
Yeah, the penalties and things like that. Yeah, it's just it's
exactly. Yeah, that's all it is, guys. So we have time. This is a perfect game for everybody to just fully lock in. Like you said, Shoemaker, he didn't know. Like you got to be physical, right? He had one guy on him and one guy was coming, but that ball was perfectly placed, but he wasn't focused.
Exactly.
Like you gotta focus in, and we really are gonna need that focus and physicality versus the 49ers because that's what they bring. They're a very clean football team, right? And they're very physical. And so if we're gonna match them, we have to be that. We have to play clean. We can't have execution issues with Tony Pollard thinking that the ball is going, that he's supposed to get the ball from the left, and he's actually supposed to get it from the right.
Yeah,
it's like you got to be mentally locked in.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. That's going to be a big thing with, like, as I mentioned here, with the ball security. Like, both teams go into this game with only one giveaway on the year. So as we know, Dak only had, like you mentioned earlier, he only has one interception. Clearly, Purdy, I don't know if Purdy has any interception, but so they may have had a fumble maybe sometime this year. Yeah. So we know this, like she just mentioned, this team is very disciplined, very clean. You know, they don't make too many mistakes. So. You know, and we've actually been lucky these past 3 games. You know, having, unfortunately, a fumble, but fortunately at the same time having, you know, either a linebacker or McKeon. Like we saw this past game pick up the fumble, you know, right after it happened. So we you know, I believe it's follow and sweep. I forget what they call cover. What's it called? Cover and run or cover and something. Where the guy follows behind the running back or behind the receiver, just to making sure they're staying close to the
just to make sure. I don't know what it's called, but I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Purdy right now, he has 0 interceptions.
Right.
So I think it would have to be a fumble if he does have that.
Yeah, that's what I would think. Yeah. What's up, Steve White? How you doing? How you doing, fam?
He's the highest rated QB right now in QBR. So don't get me wrong, Brock Purdy is playing really, really well.
Yeah.
We got to get that out of the way, because I'm not going to sit here and hate on Brock Purdy and say he sucks.
Yeah.
Glad to see you.
How you doing, man?
I don't know if he's going to get slaughtered, Key. I don't think we're going to allow him to get slaughtered.
Exactly. You know? I'm glad you said that. I agree with you.
Like, I don't think we're going to allow him to get slaughtered out there. I really don't think so. I mean,
I think we're going to have some help out there for him, especially with the, like you said, with the game he had last week. Like, these guys just, we have to keep in mind, it's still, maybe week 5, but we're still a little bit early in the season, these guys. And I actually heard on Girls Talk, Boys Talk, that I actually learned that Chuma, he may have, you know, that 5-year, we may see that 5-year experience that he has attached to his name, but they say actually coming to the Cowboys, he only had, I think, 7 starts in the NFL.
Right. And I think,
starts, so he really is kind of really, if you will, really getting his feet underneath him. He's getting his first couple. I think they said he only had a couple starts at guard for the Falcons last year. So he's really trying. And now
Solari sees something in him to where he said Chuma can do this tackle, but he's gonna have to take his lumps. Obviously, he's gonna have to take it. Yeah, exactly. They will add T and stuff like that. We also know Dak has been top 5 in getting the ball out of his hands. So we definitely not going to allow Bosa to slaughter us under any circumstances.
And the pass protection.
Hopefully, Bosa.
Yeah.
He's circled on Mike Schottenheimer's Solari's list. We definitely not going to allow him to sit here and derail our season by keeping Dak on his back the whole game.
Because he actually mentioned that in this person that he's familiar with them, because we know he came from Seattle, so he said they don't really change that much. I mean,
it's the same base 4-3 base defense. They play a lot of cover 4, cover 2 zone. That's who they are. That's who they've been. Okay, let's go ahead on this.
Yeah, so just my weekly article I want to bring to the presentation. I like to, like I said, like to look for things that aren't actually present, in the news that we see every day. And this actually, I'm sure everyone knows that we haven't, it's kind of a criticism right now that, McCarthy hasn't really been in his bag as far as play calling. We haven't really seen, what this offense could really, produce on the field. And actually, if you, kind of look at it this way from the way that this article was written, shout out to Nick Harris. He's a Dallas beat writer, writes very good articles. Excuse me. And he has a series called Nick at Night. I don't know if you guys are familiar. It's free, so all you do is, I don't know if you guys follow him on Twitter. Like I said, his name is Nick Harris. Make sure you guys follow him for some really good articles. And he actually kind of turns it on his head, where he turns this kind of into a positive that we haven't seen a lot from McCarthy. As we know, these the first couple of games were blowout games against the Giants and the Jets. So it allowed McCarthy to remain conservative. He didn't necessarily have to stretch the field. He didn't have to really put the ball in danger. And that's really why, Dak doesn't have any interception. Outside the few fumbles we have that were recovered by us, we don't have that many turnovers because we were being safe with the ball.
Right. And I think I really like this breakdown from Nick because, some people are worried about, shout out to Big Big Game Day, had a debate with him the other day because he was saying he was saying that he's concerned, does this offense have quick strike ability? And I was pretty much saying what Nick is saying here. I'm like, well, Mike has been playing to the defense. Most of our games, there has been no reason for us to be quick striking. You know what I'm saying? Like, the way the game went, all we had to do was just move the ball steadily up and down the field. That's the way that our offense, what's up, Toxic? Well, Toxic Splendid Poppy. That's the way that Mike has coordinated his offense to be able to. He spoke about it at the beginning in the offseason. He wants to have these long methodical drives so that his defense can rest, right? With Kellen, we had this high-flying, quick-scoring offense. But the issue with that is that puts your defense right back on the field, and that's how injuries pile up, right? Also, the issue with Kellen's offense, if you just look blindly at it, Kellen was better in the red zone, right? We were number one. But Kellen was not so good between the 20s. How many times did we move the ball? How many times did we have 3 and outs with Kellen? Especially in games where we needed to move the ball, he could not move the ball at all. So let's remember that as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, us being great between the 20s, and shout out to Okoye and Skywalker Steel, because I watched their show this morning, and they were talking about us being number one between the 20s. It's amazing because that means that we are in the red zone more than any other team in the NFL. All that means that you have more opportunities than anybody else in the NFL to score. Right? So that means that we are going to be able, eventually we're going to put it all together. And once we put it all together, the touchdowns will come, right? So it's just been some slight play calling issues, like they had brought up. Mike has been calling, like trying to do some rollout play action on short yardages, which you really shouldn't do that. You really should just run the ball on 3rd and 1, 2nd and 1, like just run the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like the Mike, sometimes coordinators, they don't want to be too predictable, but at the same time, you can just overthink stuff. But some stuff was also mental blunders.
That's when it gets down. I don't mean to cut you off, but that's when it gets down to the personnel you have in that area, not necessarily the play call, but the personnel. Right.
And it's like Mike has played conservative because that's how the game went. But I told Big Game James, I was like, every good coordinator, though, should have some quick strike plays in case you are in a time crunch and you need to score quickly. Mike just hasn't been put in that position where he's needed to do that. Even in the Cardinals game where we lost, we was moving the ball fine. We just couldn't get the touchdown.
Right, exactly.
We was right there like 4 or 5 times. So it's not that we cannot score. It's just small issues that are going on down there, which now I really think it's in the team's head. They just need to not overthink it so much. But also
we had those offensive line hiccups in that game, and like I mentioned here, that restricted the playbook a lot.
Right.
McCarthy admitted that he kind of took some of the plays out because
he found out just before that we wasn't going to have Tyron, and that we were going to have 3 backups in. So y'all thought he was about to, with 3 backups, have Dak doing multiple 7-step drops?
Right.
No. Right. Also, middle of the field. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all know.
Very low.
Yeah. Most of Dak's interceptions last year was in the middle of the field. So, in the middle of the field, especially, y'all have to look at how defenses are playing us as well, right? So, they're dropping 7 to 8 people in the coverage all game.
Right, you're not gonna throw deep on that.
Right, so you can't not throw deep. Now you can hit some intermediate routes, and we've been able to hit some quick outs, some drags, some crossers, and some mesh concepts and stuff like that.
Yeah, like you mentioned earlier with Jake Ferguson, we were seeing them a couple times in the middle and off to the side.
Right. So we definitely are doing it, but we're just not doing it as much. And I think because you want to limit mistakes, right? Yeah. And then when you have certain linebackers, these high-flying linebackers, what's up, Kelvin?
Hey, Kelvin, how you doing?
When you have these high-flying athletic linebackers, you just got to be selective throwing it across that middle so much.
Yeah.
But I do think Mike should uptick it a little bit. We should have more drags and meshes and stuff like that a little bit more. And what Nishi is saying, a lot of people said, Dak, go ahead and run it. A lot of people think Dak has been setting up. I think Dak doesn't want to put that he's going to run on film. I don't think he wants to put on film until this game. I think we're going to see some plays that we haven't seen in this game.
I'm so glad you said that, because I just think it's all going hand in hand, like with what really just what you said. I think, do you really want to go inside your bag for a Jets game? Especially with Aaron Rodgers went down.
For the Giants, for the Cardinals.
You know what I'm saying? No, we're not really. I mean, even the Patriots, we pulled out the
Patriots. Like, come on, bro. Like,
we're not conversion. You know what I'm saying? So, that's Bill Belichick. He got certain things that we can't just look at. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't look week by week. Like they always mention, like, this week by week, you game plan for this, like you said, what the defense is giving you, and also for the team you're about to face, and the history that you have playing that team. So on and so forth. So it's like, every game can't be exactly the same. So
exactly. You gotta you have to call plays according to how the game's going. But also, y'all think Dak and Mike and Schottenheimer don't know that Dak has been wide open on them RPOs? Of course they know he's open on those RPOs.
Right.
They want to put that on film. Because if you put it on film, the 49ers are going to be sitting there waiting for that. You know what I'm saying? So you just have, a lot of this stuff, I think, guys, is very strategic.
Yeah.
It says the 49ers won't let us go underneath because they know if we move the ball like we have and we don't get a TD, we can beat them with just a field goal and defense. Well, I mean, they don't let us get underneath because that's just who they are.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, and like you said, shout out to Skywalker Steele and Okoye this morning. They even mentioned that that the 49ers have had a lot of long drives made on them. So
because you can take it. That's their defensive scheme. So they're definitely not about to sit here and switch up their entire defensive scheme that they've been running for years.
Right.
Because they obviously know that the weakness of running cover 4 obviously is you can hit people underneath. So they know the weakness, right?
Yeah.
They know the weakness of their scheme, but they hope that they can compensate. But teams can move the ball on them underneath.
Yeah.
And I don't see, and if they want, they have to pick their poison. So if you want to start covering the flats, then we're going to hit you across the middle. Then we're going to hit you deep. So it's like.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, I'm glad you actually brought that up, because I want to bring up this tweet right quick. That actually, just real quick, you guys, bear with me just for a second. Now, it's actually tweeted out by Brandon Laurie. And they actually tweeted out the stats of the quarterbacks that we faced and the quarterbacks that I believe the 49ers have faced. So just give me a second, I'll bring that up.
Yeah, pull that up for sure. But yeah, also, talking about the vertical attack, and it's like, why haven't we gotten cooks? Schottenheimer also spoke about that, about how teams have completely altered the way that they're playing defense against us because of the threat of Brandon Cooks as well.
Exactly.
So, but I do agree that good offensive coordinators should be able to scheme their guys up. I think there's a lot of things, guys, that we're going to see in this game that we have not seen in previous games.
Right.
Obviously, this is the biggest game of the season for us, for the NFL. Like, they knew what they was doing. They put us at 7:00. They want everybody to be tuning in. Like, this is
if people got their timers, I'm
right. This is a huge game. So go ahead and talk about this.
Yeah, like I just saw this tweet, and just looking at the numbers, of course, we know we faced Daniel Jones, Zach Wilson, Dobbs, and Mac Jones. And the 49ers have faced Kenny Pickett, Matt Stafford, Daniel Jones, and Josh Dobbs. But if you look at the numbers, you see, of course, it's kind of the narrative, or just really what it is. How teams come in and face us. They come in with us to run the ball. You know what I'm saying? They know that in the past we had problems of stopping the run, things like that. We worked on it in the offseason. And if you take a look at the numbers with the 49ers, and the numbers as far as the quarterbacks for the 49ers they faced, if you guys take a look at the passing numbers, they're considerably higher than the passing numbers. I mean, if you go outside, it maybe 32 isn't necessarily too far away from 28. But if you just look at it in general, 46, 55 attempts.
Oh, yeah, look at that. I didn't even.
There's a lot of pass attempts on this defense. So I'm wondering if that has anything to do with I've listened to other content creators and just listen, to the Dallas Cowboys radio show that comes on, during the day, Girls Talk, Boys Talk, talking Cowboys, shows like that. And a lot of them mentioned that the secondary may be a little suspect. So I'm wondering if that has anything to do with these numbers that we're looking at.
It's definitely, the secondary definitely is suspect. That's their weakness. Their two corners, Ambry Thomas and Javarius Ward. Both of those guys, there's a reason why they play the scheme that they play, right? These guys are physical and stuff like that, but they're not really. See, there you go, Keith. Their pass defense is 15.
Yeah, thank you, Tavis. Appreciate that. Shout out to you.
They're not amazing. They're really good, though, at stopping the run, right? Because the strength of the 49ers defense is their front and really their linebackers, right? They have these super fast linebackers that can fly sideline to sideline. That's why teams have a really hard time running against them, right? But the way most teams, you struggle running against them, and we did it last year, played right into their hands. We played right into their hands last year. And they said it this morning, Napoye and Scott. You cannot run away, i.e., you don't run outside zone against the 49ers. They are built to stop outside zone because they have high-flying, quick linebackers that can move sideline to sideline, right? So they can definitely they move like this. They're very good moving laterally. The way that you want to beat the 49ers is running, or those linebackers is running straight through them, right?
Exactly.
Another thing is, Fred is pretty decent in pass coverage. Obviously, he covered CD last year in the playoff game. I'm still unhappy about that. I don't know how that happened, but whatever. He covered CD last year on a go route. But Greenlaw, he's on a pass coverage linebacker. So this is definitely, and even shout out to the final word that happened last night, because the difference between Mike, Boss Cowboy, was saying the difference between this offense and Kellen Moore's offense is that we're going to play matchup football this game.
Yes.
That's something that Kellen Moore did not believe in. He did not believe in matchup football. Kellen Moore is going to run his scheme, how he runs it, and he doesn't care. He does not have respect for players, right? He don't give a damn about them players, right?
Right, exactly. He's going to play.
Right, no respect. Mike McCarthy has something I want to bring up too, and then we can move on to the next thing. If y'all saw the clip, remember the clip after the Jets game, Ross went up to Dak and he said, Dak, like, why you didn't throw at me? Why you didn't throw the ball at me? And Dak was like, why would I throw the ball at one of the best quarterbacks in the league?
Exactly.
So now it's like you can throw at them occasionally, but real recognize real.
Exactly.
You're not going to sit there and keep trying to test a great player, right? Because that's how you get burned. What you do is,
we were talking about earlier. Why put the ball in harm's way when you're up 30-0, 26-0?
Exactly. Mike is going to play matchup football, so we're going to find how we can get our strength on their weakness. That's what we will be attacking, right?
Yeah.
Moving on to this. I want to bring up. Keep talk about the defense, but I want to.
I just wanted to add, we were just talking about the offense, how we really haven't seen much, and I just wanted to kind of dive, just get on the defense side a little bit, just kind of look at what of our defense, we just know in the past couple of years that the defense have been putting up historical numbers. We know, I believe it's up to week 6 or week 7 last year, we were stopping opponents from putting up more than 20 points. We were number one in takeaways the last 2 years in the NFL. And of course, with this past weekend with our win over Patriots, we handed Belichick his highest point differential loss of his 29-year career. So almost 30 years, y'all. 17, well, before it was 16 games, then 17 games a year. We gave him his biggest point differential loss of his career.
The biggest loss of his career. And I think I'm trying to find this.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. So, and then of course we got to see the background D-Law and Parsons, the top 10 duo in quarterback pressure for the Cowboys. Well, actually, no, it's actually overall top 15 in run stuffers, and then actually for the top 20 list includes 5 Cowboys, ghosting at number 23. And actually, the list. Let me bring it up real quick for you guys here. And the list actually includes Osei Digizua, Dorrance Armstrong, and also Neville Gallimore.
This defense is next level. And let me show y'all something. Mickey, I'm going to send this tweet to you.
All right, got you.
And on Twitter so that you can bring it up. I just sent it to you in the DMs.
Okay, I got it.
To show y'all something, to show y'all context. The way that this defense is playing, obviously got top 10 duo, and I still think Micah Parsons and D-Law, I went ahead and said on Monday, they're the best tandem in the league, right? Because I think the only reason why they're a little bit lower, obviously, because both of them don't have these gaudy number of sacks, obviously.
Right.
But take a look at this. Shout out to Outlaw Cowboy. If y'all don't follow him, follow him on Instagram. He always brings up like the stats and everything about
Yes, for sure.
But look at this. This is the 23 Dallas Cowboys versus the all-time great 2000s Ravens defense through 4 games played. Points allowed. Cowboys 102, Ravens 137. Like, do y'all know how crazy it is that this defense has consistently, for multiple seasons, holding teams to 3 or 0 points?
Right.
Think about that. Okay, then touchdowns allowed. Cowboys 3, Ravens 0, right? Mm-hmm. Or no, sorry, not touchdowns allowed, but touchdowns. Like how many touchdowns your defense is scoring? Our defense has already scored 3 touchdowns. Ravens 0. Right. Takeaways 13, Ravens 9, sacks 14, Ravens 5.
Right.
So if we keep on this trend, guys, y'all want to talk about a historical defense? This Dallas Cowboys defense has the opportunity this year to make their mark as one of the best defenses in league history.
Right.
I want to bring that up there because that's a direct comparison. Like we said, that's an all-time great. Everybody talks about the 2000 Ravens, right, and the 85 Bears. That's an all-time great defense. When you compare us side by side, we are outdoing them, right? So if we keep this trend, guys, this really, when you talk about historical defense, I know the Eagles last year were trying to say they was historical. When you talk about historical defense,
and even if so, like you got maybe 1 or 2 guys over there, like we got like 5 teams in the top 20.
Talking about historical defense, this defense has the opportunity. Like, I don't know how many more shutouts we gonna do. Like shutouts, holding teams to 3 points. Like that's crazy in the NFL.
Exactly. Through the first 2, I think it was through the first 2 games, only allowed 10 points, y'all. You know what I'm saying? A lot of teams are allowing, like you got
3 touchdowns. Like this defense is scoring touchdowns.
Exactly. Like
come on, guys. Like, and they're trying to make us feel bad that we got a potentially historical defense. They trying to say, well, what about how much points is Dak putting up? We don't give a damn.
Right.
They're putting up.
It's a team sport, and all of a sudden
we don't give a damn.
Yeah, all of a sudden they're forgetting football is a team sport. Now all of a sudden it matters where the points come from and who does this, and it's crazy. And this don't count because it came from special teams. Like what? You think they're really? You think they're really in the locker room after a 38-3 loss? You think the teammates are really at Dak's neck talking about you only threw 1 touchdown?
You only contributed 24 of those points, Dak.
Come on, you guys, that's crazy.
They got on George Taylor's head because Jordan's like, the defense put up 14 and the offense only put up this much. It was like, George, the offense put up 24.
Right. Like the special teams, and what's crazy to me is she wants to separate special teams and the offense. It's like the special teams goes on after offense scores. So what are you talking about?
I think Rome said it. Shout out to Rome, Cowboys fans. That's like children. Like, what is this? What are y'all talking about?
Literally, like you said, literally, I've never heard of responsible for points. Like you said.
Like, who cares? Are we winning? And then also, I put on Twitter, I said, do y'all know that, like, y'all do know, right, that, like, your offense has to put your kicker in position to kick field goal.
Period. The kicker don't be on there without the offense.
Field goals are still points on the board.
He don't just walk out there when you decide, I want to kick some points. Okay, I got y'all.
Like, we got to put him close enough to even make field goals. So it's like, what are y'all talking about? Like,
it's wild.
They are just really grasping at straws.
Yeah,
they're just doing all they can. Yeah, that's all they do. Just further moving the goalposts.
That's crazy. And before we move on too far, of course, we know Parsons is named the NFC Defensive Player of the Month. We know he's balling. We know he's pretty much leading in all defensive stats.
He's number one. Yeah, I said that on my show on Monday.
Yeah.
According to his stats, all defensive edge rusher stats, Michael's number one.
Yeah, period. Pretty much. Yeah.
That's why everything's not about sacks, right? D-line is number 2. According to PFF, just under Nick Bosa. It's not about sacks, guys. It's about how they impact the game.
Yeah.
It's too much on sacks.
Yeah.
Like, a player can have, and y'all also have to know, because people, I talked about it on Monday, because, like, I was a little bit down hard on Mike after that Cards loss. Yeah. But because, he doesn't have as many sacks as TJ Watt or Myles Garrett. But Micah gets double teamed and triple teamed way more than TJ Watt. Now, Myles Garrett is a different animal. That man's a different animal.
Yeah.
But still, like, it's reasons, right? And the fact that Micah's still leading in pressures, right?
Yeah.
When he's getting double and triple teamed at that amount of rate, like, all of that plays a factor into a player's sack numbers, right? So you just have to look at things with a wider view and not so narrow.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Like you said, not only does he present opportunities or create opportunity for himself, he creates opportunities for everybody else in that line as well. Like we see, like this past game, we see guys we haven't seen before turn up. But it's like we see Golston, and really even just for us, I speak for me. Last year, I just saw Golston as more of like a depth piece. Not saying that he wasn't making the impact, but even now his presence on the field is making a difference. I'm not saying it's just because of Parsons, it's because the other guys on the line too. But you start seeing these guys that you necessarily see all the time making an impact on the field. You see them getting close to making plays, or you see them making plays. So he has a big impact, not just for himself, but other guys on that line.
Yeah, I mean, just an incredible impact. Just makes everybody better. What's up, Sports Junkie? Glad to see you.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah, this makes everybody better. Just makes this defense really go.
Yeah.
But also, we got Micah and DeMarcus Lawrence, because DeMarcus Lawrence also makes his defense go. The intensity, I've always said there's no defensive edge that's better than DeMarcus Lawrence versus the run. And then also get to see how he is also top in pressures. We got 5 people on the top 20 list.
Right. And like I mentioned before, Golston right there with him pretty much. So it's like
backups, our rotational pieces.
It's crazy.
Are better than some starters in this league.
Yeah.
This defense is nuts.
Yeah. So yeah, we go ahead and move on to our Starchasers, Star Makers segment right quick. Just a shout out to some stars you saw from the game.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. So just me, this for me for my game. I know we had some standout players in this game. We know Deron Bland showed up. They named him, I think, the defensive player of the game. I think, and he had just 2 points. And he was really going to be my first choice because, I was kind of confident.
Right, he was going to be my choice too, but I was like, let me pick somebody else.
I really wanted to pick. And honestly, like before Bland made his big plays, and like I said, shout out to him. He had a great game, but the guy that stood out to me was Jake Ferguson. Like, we talked about earlier his yak ability. And not just for that, like for me, he's kind of showing up, like he's becoming a little bit more, for me, he's showing like a bruiser mortality. He's just like, busting through these guys, carrying dudes when he's catching the ball, like really fighting those extra yards. We saw him fighting.
We're seeing combinations in his skill set, and I'm not saying he's these guys, right? But we're seeing combinations of Travis Kelce, Rob Gronkowski.
Yes. I wanted to say Gronk because Man, he is bruising guys out there.
He's bruising, he's dragging guys, and a guy who was known. The reason why I say that is because Rob Gronkowski was known for that, like dragging guys, could not get him down, right? Yeah. Dragging guys to the end zone, like
being physical,
right?
Like,
Yakability.
And with the ball, like I do see his passer rating when targeted is 100.5. Like even so, like
he's been locked in. He's been locked in.
Yes. Like ever since it seemed like as soon as he got that tight end one position, like even through preseason, we saw him make that high point and catch, and he's really just been going ever since. He had a great camp, and it seems to be really continuing throughout the year for him. He's putting up career numbers each week. You know, the last week,
each week better, right?
Yeah, exactly. So we see
this one
game, touchdown, almost 150 yards. Like he's even like. Really, what we're talking, kind of what I was talking about earlier with Star, but us moving the ball between the 20s. Even just in this last game alone, he converted 4 first downs or catches over 10 plus yards. So he's definitely a part of that. Definitely a part of that, moving the ball down the field.
Yep, he 7 for 7 this past week, 77 yards.
Yeah,
he's really showing himself to be a top tight end in this league. Yes. And I want some people to stop disrespecting him, talking about Dalton Schultz. Jake Ferguson is not no damn Dalton Schultz.
Yeah, for real, Schultz wish he was Ferguson, because like you mentioned earlier, Schultz don't have no yak ability.
Stop it. Jake Ferguson, the toughness, the yak ability, like Mickey said, carrying guys downfield.
Right.
This is not just a dump off king. This is a guy that is making plays. You put the ball in his hands,
right?
He's gonna get you more yards. Jake Ferguson, yak ability, 4 points.
It's crazy. Yes, he's averaging 4 average 4 yards, and after carry. That's
he's
crazy.
Top of the line. He's really proving himself, and of course, we still got more to see. But he really has been putting it all together. He's been putting it all together.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And so my Starchaser star maker is Neville Gallimore. I know this may come as a shock to y'all. And Mickey, do you have those clips of Neville that I sent you from Michael Gelkin?
Yeah, let me bring it up right quick. Let me see.
But let me just read this out for you, Sean. But Neville Gallimore, 3 solo tackles, 4 hurries, 4 pressures. He was screaming off the film to me. I was like, he is getting back there so fast.
Yeah.
And then Clint spoke about it, because I think Patrick Nosey Walker had asked Dan about it, and he said, y'all are really starting to see Neville. He is our fastest. Now, also Diggy Do It is our most complete 3-tech, but Neville is our fastest 3-tech, right? He's extremely fast. And for us to really see him penetrate and get to the backfield so quickly this game, it was nuts. Let's take a look. This is from Michael Gelkin. Like, y'all see this? Like, the get off is insane.
Right.
Like,
on Zeke right there. When he got that tackle on Zeke, I'm like, that was the first time I noticed Gallimore, and I was like, Gallimore?
That's Gallimore. That's Gallimore. I mean, the strength. I mean, he was just penetrating so quickly. I mean, you see that?
Yes. But now, he had to get the ball out. Mac Jones had to get that ball out.
He couldn't even, 71 couldn't even get his hands on him. Like, if Neville plays, I'm trying to tell y'all, there's a reason why, Dan, because we've been asking questions like, why is Neville in there so much and love? Dan obviously saw something in Neville, because we would be the first one. Neville Gallimore was on his way out of here.
Yes, me too.
But seeing him, I said, is Neville finally going to put it all together?
That's what it seems like.
I'm really proud, like, Neville. Can we continue to see this? Because you're talking about a guy who can be a complete terror off the line. And Nikki had brought it up to me that Patrick Nosey Walker had been talking about Neville all season. Yeah. And he had said that when he talked to Neville, that Neville was saying he's going to bring a different physicality to his game.
It was about for him. It was all about coming back from that injury. Just kind of because we saw clips last year. He put out the promo before the season started. Him working out in the gym. That he put out him putting in working. We thought we were going to see this Gallimore last year. So it was kind of I won't say disappointing because he made flashes, but to see him as healthy scratches later in the season, which is really concerning.
Right, but Dan obviously is continuing to put Neville on that field because he believes in him. Yeah. Neville, I'm asking you, Neville, can you please, now don't make me regret this by just going invisible the rest of the please. If we could see this, and he got a strong opportunity because they talked about it this morning. The 49ers right side of their line is not good.
Yeah.
Now the left side is good. The left tackle, left guard is good. But the center, the right guard, the right tackle is not good. Neville has the opportunity to really wreck this game on Sunday. Mm-hmm. So I'm really hoping that he's able to continue to build off of this because this game, like I said, he was screaming off. I was like, is that Neville just to the backfield? Like it's crazy.
I'm so used to seeing Hankins in there, and shout out to Tavis. Like he mentioned earlier, Big Hank being his X factor for this game.
Oh yeah, Big Hank is gonna be. He was extremely important to us last year in the playoff game. He's gonna be extremely important this week, right? Yeah. He just helped him and Mozzie. Because Mozzie has been slowly putting together good games as well.
And see, that's why we together started. Just crossed my mind. We were talking about Gallimore. I'm like, look, like you said, with the right side of the line being kind of suspect, and Mozzie is in there because we know he just in there like he's finally getting his feet together. He's finally kind of push them into those gaps. Getting these guys off, knocking these guys off balance. Like you said, if we had this, like if these guys come to this game with this mindset, like you said, and then
locked in.
Yes.
Mozzie throw and move him out the way. Neville just gets in that backfield. Chauncey goes in, and whenever we can have our defensive tackles penetrating. One reason why we really dominated versus New England is because we won in the trenches on both sides of the ball. Yeah, that allows your edge rushers to eat. Mm-hmm. That allows, and when your edge rushers eat, that allows your secondary to eat, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Deron Bland was able to get those picks and stuff like that is because D-Loss knocking Mac Jones off his spot. Mike is knocking Mac Jones off his spot. Neville, Chauncey, all of those guys, Osa, all of those guys were knocking Mac Jones off his spot. And I think they said when Mac Jones was under pressure, his passer rating was like 20. I think we can do the same thing to Purdy, to be honest.
Ooh, excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you.
We get Purdy off of his spot. To see Purdy, he been having all his time to sit back there, throw the ball, and all this time.
Yeah, because I don't mean to cut you off, but the Giants, when they played the Giants was pretty much had almost his whole first quarter kind of jacked up because he was missing those throws.
Yeah, when you knock Purdy off of his spot, he gonna look just like Mac Jones.
Right.
Like
I agree with you, and they actually have a solid. Not saying they weren't solid before, but we knew coming out, when they come out, they're starting Osa and Big Hank in the middle, like you mentioned earlier, being the X factor. But to know that we could come in there with a not saying they're backups, but come in with Gallimore and Mozzie putting in work as well. That rotation is going to be crazy.
That rotation is crazy, and the thing you have to think about it is, it's not that people try to act like Mac Jones sucks. No, he doesn't. Mac Jones is a good quarterback.
No. Right.
Mac Jones was lighting up the Eagles defense. If Mac Jones has time, he can stay on his key and rhythm, he can light you up. Same with Brock Purdy. That's exactly what Brock Purdy's been doing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's unpressured, he'll light you up. They're pretty accurate. They can see the ball, they can see the field pretty well. They know their systems pretty well. But when you knock them off their spot, there's very select few quarterbacks that can still make those throws, that can still move in and out of the pocket. That's what separates good from great to elite, right? Mm-hmm. So it's not that Purdy is a good quarterback, but Purdy, if we can terrorize him just like we did last year.
Right. That's the key word right there, terrorizing. Not about just putting pressure on him, but terrorizing him. Like we were talking about earlier, having time put in this game, having that experience. playing the game. Like, granted, this guy has won 12, 13, however many games. He hasn't lost a game since he's come in, but he's still he's still essentially a rookie.
Right. We make good quarterbacks look. This defense makes good quarterbacks look uncharacteristic.
Exactly.
That's why you had Mac Jones doing that. Purdy will do that same thing too. If you knock him off his spot,
Zach Wilson,
he'll throw you some picks.
He's still young too. He's still getting his feet together.
He'll throw you some picks. If you knock him off his spot, off his rhythm, he'll YOLO you some balls up. DeRozan Lane almost got a pick 6 off of him last year in the playoff game.
Yep.
Some reason, something tell me in my spirit that this defense is about to shut this offense completely down.
I
don't know if I'm just
I'm with you. No, I'm getting that feeling too. Like, I mean, we might as well just go on. Like for real. Like, I feel the same way. Like, I feel like this defense is going. We know everybody's going to come up with an attitude and feel like they're going to do this, that, and third. But it's just like you said, they've been waiting. Like just like we've been waiting for this game. They've been waiting for this game.
They've been waiting. I really think this defense is a. Now I'm not gonna say 0 points, but I'm thinking 3 to 7. I'm really thinking that this defense is not about to allow this offense to move.
Right. And just looking at the numbers, like I said, listen to other content creators throughout the week. Hearing what we did last year, like we were shutting down McCaffrey when he was
shut Debo McCaffrey down. We shut him.
So I think he only had 35 yards when we played them last year.
Yeah, it's not gonna be sweet. Like the 49ers, I'm trying to tell you, it's not gonna be sweet this year. Right,
and as a lot of other creators mentioned, like our defense wasn't really the major problem. Like the defense,
our defense played lights out.
Right,
it was some missed opportunities, but our defense played lights out.
Yeah, they only scored 19 points.
Right, our defense played lights out. So it's really gonna come down to the offense, right? Like that's why we've lost these past 2 games.
Yeah.
That's why we've
mentally locked in. They gonna come in locked in.
That's why we've lost the past 2 games is because of the offense. Right? Yeah. And who's calling the offense? Kellen Moore.
Right.
So I just have no doubt in my mind because the 49ers, they've never like blown us out or dragged us. Even when Dak played horrible, he's playing terrible. He has a horrible pass rate, horrible QBR. They don't blow us out, bro. So if Dak has a good QBR, passer rating, I'm trying to tell y'all, like, this may be, people think it's going to be close.
Yeah.
I think we may blow them out.
Hey, look, Star, yo.
I don't know.
If we're looking at, like you said, if we're really just being honest, taking a look at it, like, not saying they're the Jets or anything like that, but we saw, I don't know if you guys watched Schottenheimer's press conference, but they compared the Jets to the 49ers defense when they came in in week 2. And like we talked about earlier with the division defense, like how they played, like they said they played very similar. So,
yeah, pretty much similar, yeah.
Yeah, so if we were able to dominate, at the time the Jets defense, who are giving other teams fits, and not, like I said, not saying they're alike or anything like that, but if we're even just going off last year's numbers, the defense was able to come prepared last year and kind of, essentially shut down some of the playmakers of McCaffrey. Debo wasn't doing a lot in that game. You know what I'm saying? So if we're able to take care of these weapons, we know they have a multitude of weapons. But if we're able to, like we talked about earlier, each level doing their job, like trusting the man next to you, not trying to play hero ball. I forget who I was listening to, but the definition of their hero ball was trying to do someone else's job. So if you're doing someone else's job, who's doing your job? You know
right. That's why we lost the Cards game, because everybody chasing stats, trying to get out of your gaps, all of that type of stuff. So.
Exactly. So like if you just play sound football, trust the guy next to you to do his job, you do your job. And we were talking about that week 2 when they had Wanye Thomas. Shouting out Goodwin saying, if you just do your job, everything works in place. And I just want to give another shout out to Goodwin. I know we're talking about this guy. I know he's been with us for a long time, but I just love how he celebrates the players on special teams. I always see him around, like when Tolbert make that big tackle in the game.
Always.
I just feel like he's always the first one there. I just love how he bigs these guys and just gets their confidence. I just like how he gets their confidence going.
Yeah, and that was great to see from our wide receiver. Make a hit like that on special teams.
He didn't play special teams when he was in college.
No, did not play special teams. Couldn't even get on the field last year with special teams because he just had zero confidence. So it's just all the players are just 100% bought in. They don't care if they're on special teams, defense. They are bought in and they are doing their best to make plays.
Yes.
Do your job, make plays. But what they say, run, hit, and talk shit.
Right, exactly.
Run, hit, and talk shit. Linebackers in this game, it's really going to take discipline. We did it last year, Keith. I know everybody hates LPE, but LPE, 2 years in a row, his best games of the year was versus the 49ers.
Right.
2 years in a row. So I'm not really worried about the linebackers too much. The linebackers do what they did this week, which was play discipline.
Yeah.
Play your gaps, play sound. It won't be a problem. It should not be a problem.
Give Malik Jefferson another week because that was his first week last week. So give him some time to give his speed underneath him as well.
Yeah, but I really don't. I'm not nervous. We already know how to shut this offense down. It's just all about execution. It's the same thing on offense. It's just execution. Offense, you don't play this defense twice. You know who they are, what they like to do. Right. It's all about execution and having that mentality that we are better than you and that we are going to destroy you tonight. So you gotta have that
proper play calling with Mike McCarthy calling it this year.
Right. We're gonna have that proper play calling. We don't have to worry about us being in the red zone. Yeah, but he did show up. We don't have to worry about us being in the red zone and Mike calling the option route.
Right, exactly.
We don't have to worry about us going empty.
I was just on second and three. Right, come on now.
This crazy stuff. We don't have to worry about that. We don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that's going to help.
It's going to be on and popping. I'm so ready for
Yeah, like I said. Yeah, I think it's going to be a great game.
The 49ers think they're so tough. They're so tough. They're so hard. And we soft. We're going to show you who's soft.
Yeah. It's going to be that game where, like you said, all the fellas have balled in. All the other guys are locked. All the guys are locked in. And I think everyone is just really. I mean, like I said, everyone has circled this. Everyone has circled this game. Everyone knows.
Everyone.
Right. And shout out to the Sounds of the Sideline that came out earlier today. And I just love. I'm sure you guys are all tuned into it. I just gotta shout out that play by Lukey at the end. Of course, we got the touchdown. But I'm actually shouting out after that when he came back to the sideline. I just love how everybody showed him love, dapped him up. Like we saw first Dak give him the ball, and then McCarthy dapped him up. Like I mentioned earlier, Schottenheimer. We saw Rico over there. He's on the sideline. We saw so much love.
We have playmakers. We have playmakers this year. It's all about using them, bro.
Yes,
we have playmakers, and we have the right coaches in place to use them.
Yeah,
this is the game of the year, guys. Like this is a really, really big deal. Everybody said it. It's not just regular. This ain't just a regular game.
Exactly.
This is a huge deal, and we need to know that we can beat this team.
Yeah. And like you said,
we need to know we can
beat a playoff game, like a playoff game of 5.
We gotta be locked in. If there's a week to be locked in, you got to be locked in.
Yes.
Period.
Yeah, I agree with you. And before we get out of here, I just want to, like you say, this is going to be a very important game. And make sure you guys, it's actually going to be the first game where I forgot to mention it would start off camera, but I figured I'd go ahead and just catch up again. If you still want to do that reaction show after the game this weekend.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, let's still try to do it. You know what I'm saying? Do the game. You gonna be in the building, aren't you? Aren't you going to the game?
Yeah. I'm actually gonna be going to the game over there.
Yeah, we can go into the game. So we're gonna try to do it because I don't know what time. It may be we're gonna play it by you because by the time I get out the game, it's gonna be like 10, 11 o'clock. But it should be like.
It should be around 8. I'm thinking 8:39.
Yeah, it'll be like 8:30 or 9, but it'll be like kind of late here. But we'll probably try to get on just for an hour and just recap that game. But
I'm actually shout out to West Coast. Like he got us together, and I was on his stream last week, and he mentioned something about Restream having like a Restream mobile. So I actually looked into that. So I'm gonna try to actually get that on my phone so I can
go live. Yeah.
Yeah, either go
wow,
live.
I'm telling Mickey gonna be in the building. That's gonna be a game. That's gonna
be a game. So me and Stark are trying to bring y'all some more fire ass content. So make sure you guys keep an eye out after the game this Sunday for our reaction show. When we get that done, we're gonna be wilding out, y'all. So make sure you guys make sure you guys tune in because it's gonna be a fire ass show. I'm gonna just let y'all go. Either way it go, but we know how it's gonna go. We're gonna get that dub. So make sure you guys tune in so we can celebrate the dub and just start off with a good couple weeks where we end up. Well, actually, we're gonna be staying in California for the Chargers game after that. But so we're gonna be lit. So we're gonna be celebrating that, y'all. But thanks for spending your time with us tonight, y'all, for another episode of Girls Talk Ball, episode 9. As you all know, we got Niners week coming up. We're ready to enjoy this game, and hopefully our boys will come focused, locked in, and just ready to go up against this team. As you guys saw on the slide, 19, 19, and 1. So this is pretty much just to see who's going to lead the series.
Yep, we just gotta. It's what it is. I don't know how much we can re-emphasize it, guys, but yep, Sunday is going to tell us a lot about who we are as a team.
Yeah.
But before we let out of here, like Mickey said, please make sure you like the video, like the live stream. Please share it. Please subscribe to our channels if you haven't already. And y'all stay tuned because, like Mickey said, if everything goes according to plan, we should be able to go live after the game just to do a recap for sure.
Yeah, so make sure you guys tune in. Like I said, thanks for you guys' time. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your night. Hey, DC4L, make sure you guys just stay up, stay safe. We'll catch you guys next time. You guys have a good night.
See y'all later.